All right, 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Welcome back to the show. And today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind, should be on your mind too, and that's the future. Specifically, how we can position ourselves for what's next. And let me just tell you this up front. The next is now, N-O-W. You cannot afford to sit still. In the book Tribe of Mentors, Tim Ferriss asked entrepreneur Steve Case, what advice would you give to young people entering the real world? And Case said something that really stuck with me. Lean into the future and position yourself for what's happening next, not just what's happening now. Now think about that. The future isn't some far off thing that you wait for. It's something you got to lean into, something you got to prepare for. Wayne Gretzky is one of the greatest hockey players of all time because he didn't skate to where the puck was. He skated to where the puck was going to go. And that's what made him great. It's the same in life and business. You don't just play to your position. You got to play to the opportunity. I tell people this all the time because here's the hard truth. A lot of people that I talk to are stuck. And when I interview them, they want something new. They want a new position. They want a new life. But the sad thing is they haven't positioned themselves for it. They're not qualified for that next step because they've been sitting in the now for years, maybe even decades, and they didn't lean into next. That's what's tough, man. Now is an obligation. Next is an option. And many times, we only take care of the obligation and we don't lean into the opportunity, the options of next. You must lean into next. I just love that phrase right there. Lean into next. It's about taking care of business in the present while also preparing, learning, and positioning yourself for what's to come. And I don't care, dude, what field that you're in. The horizon is changing quickly. You have time, but you don't have a second to lose. Now is all you got, but next is on the way. So for those of you who are just now entering the workforce, you probably hear the question all the time. You left school and people from everywhere, every old person asks you, what's next? Let me flip that question around and ask you something different. What makes you curious? What excites you? What seems a little bit out there, even if it scares you a little bit? Take care of the now, but start leaning into next. You old folks, I'm talking to you too, man. You may have been in the field for 20, 25 years. But let me tell you, don't hang your hat on what you've been doing because it's changing and you're going to make yourself obsolete simply because you didn't lean into next. Next is on the way. And you know this, the landscape is shifting under your feet. Are you working toward that change? Or are you just going to wait on it? Are you going to be forced to change? Or will you run at and embrace the change? Like it or not, next is coming. And it's coming with or without you. Next does not need your permission. So, what are you going to do? This is one reason why I love doing the podcast. The podcast forces me to think about next. It piques my curiosity. It hones my creativity. And I get this chance every day. And I get to shape my thinking by what I read and what I write. I just do it a half hour every day. And when I'm done, I push off into the now. But at the same time, I'm positioning myself by leaning into next. See how you can have the dualities in life? It's not either or, it's both and. And so many times, man, you don't look at that as I can have next. I can position myself for next. I can work. I can prepare for it. while also taking care of the business of now. So let me ask you again, what's next for you? When's the last time you asked yourself that? Somebody probably asked you when you were leaving school a gabillion years ago. Or maybe they have asked you when you got fired, you got laid off, and they say, what's next? Don't wait to be asked. Ask yourself that question. Start playing with next. And let me tell you what's beautiful about this. Right now, next is very low stakes, very low consequences. You can play with it. You can experiment with it. And even if you fail, man, no one's going to come after you for doing it because it's next. It's not even here yet. So you get to play with this. And even if you fail, the only thing it cost you was a little bit of time. But when you fail, it's still a win. Because, see, you embraced the uncertainty. You wrestled with the newness. You suspended what you already know. You're willing to look foolish. And you wrestled with the adversity. And you push past the complacency. So many people are just living in the now, working in the now. And it's weakening you mentally, physically, and you're just getting dulled down. And I'm telling you, you either change or change is going to be forced upon you. Why don't you be the one to call the shot on that? So embrace it. It's nothing but a positive benefit. All you do is grow. And you rinse and repeat that every day, bro, you'll be RFA. You'll be ready for anything. Thanks for sharing today's episode. If I can help you, go to marshbice.com. That's my name, MarshBuice. In the bottom right is a mic where you can leave me a message, ask me a question. Let me know what you're struggling with. I'm no hair, but I'm all ears. Be glad to help you out. Please share this episode with someone else to help get the word out. And remember, as always, keep it simple, keep it moving, never settle